Okay, as promised, I got the water cooling done. Full custom loop, hard line. It's got a Singularity Protium 150 mil D5 pump reservoir combo. Rest of the water cooling stuff is EK. I got the EK velocity block for my GPU, the EK velocity block for the CPU, all HTC fittings from EK. Got 6 Vardar fans from EK. They're the F3s. I believe they're the F3 Evos. I don't know. They're these. So I got them in black. There's not as much lighting as there was before, but I'm running 2 EK SE Coolstream 360 mil radiators. One's intake at the bottom, one is exhaust at the top. Each one of them has 3 fans on it. Other than that, the components are the same. It's the Strix Z390E gaming motherboard for Intel platforms, the Intel i7 9700K. I just overclocked it to 5 gigahertz on all 8 cores. And a Cinebench R15 benchmark run under 100% load for about 30 minutes, maxed out at 61 degrees C, which was so awesome. And then I ran Unigen after overclocking the my 2080 Super from Strix, which is the advanced one, not the OC. I got 100 on the core clock and 500 on the memory clock. I just ran Unigen Heaven benchmark for a half hour in a loop. So it would stress the GPU at 100%, and it's running at a very cool 40 degrees. See, I absolutely love this. It's so quiet and it looks so good. So I'm gonna turn you around and unveil it. Now I don't have any of the glass on or anything right now because I'm still kind of leak testing it, sort of. It's only been running for about 4 hours, but I wanted to put it under some stress, make sure I got everything all wired up right and everything works. But yeah, when we turn around, I'll show you the rest and explain everything to you. All right, so there she is. Now you may notice something a little different. It's the case. It is the Lian Li PC011 Dynamic XL ROG edition. This side panel right here will be glass. The front panel is glass. So all of the intake comes from down here, which we have more than an inch of clearance. So plenty of room for cool, fresh intake, and all the exhaust is up there. As you can see, I did go completely blacked out. But the order of the loop goes from the reservoir to the first radiator with the 3 fans down there. And it comes out and goes to the GPU, goes through the GPU, comes out, goes to the CPU, goes through the CPU, comes out and goes to the exhaust radiator, then comes down back into the reservoir, so on and so forth. Now, my sleeving stuff has not come from mainframe PCs, and I'm sort of sad about it. So right now I'm just using the straight up cables that came with the new power supply that I got, which was a Corsair RM 850. I wanted to make sure I had enough power for the water cooling as well as overclocking the GPU and pushing the CPU overclock to 5 gigahertz. And it's running so it barely puts a load on it. I absolutely love it because it's a gold rating, so it's running cool and quiet as well. The only thing is that this motherboard does not have two USB 3.0 headers on it. It's the first time I've run into this problem because this case has two USB 3.0s right there and two down there. So there's two connections. So what I did was I was like, okay, I'll just use these two down here. That way cables can stay tucked out of the way. Oh, this is my drain, by the way. It swings out, and then I hook a soft line tube with a barb. Yeah, I screw a barb fitting into it. And then there's a soft line tube over there that I just put on that, and then I can drain it out into a bucket. But anyway, so I didn't plug these two in. There's my 3.1, which is awesome. So fast. I did plug these two in, that way any USB cables that I have coming out of the front can stay tucked away and hidden and very nice. So, and there's a pretty good shot of the Singularity Protium pump reservoir combo. This is the D5 pump down here behind the drain, and this is the reservoir. This is the manifold body, which they flame polish all of their acrylic, and it's awesome. Now, fun fact, when I placed my order with EK for all of my parts, I thought I ordered PETG tubing, which is much easier to cut. It's quicker to heat up and bend, and it's a lot more forgiving. I received acrylic, which is harder and more brittle. It takes longer to heat up and bend, and it's not forgiving at all. And for my first time, I'd say those bends came out pretty clean. Now, the one coming out of the GPU, going up to the CPU, that one had to kind of step over because the ports didn't line up, which is unfortunate. But this is cool. I love this on the case. It has case LED that works with Aura Sync, ROG Aura Sync, which is, so I just have it plugged into the motherboard, and it's synced with all the EK stuff does. So I mean, as you can see, the block is red too. But it just synced with the settings that I already had. I didn't even have to touch anything. So now we're going to go around back. There's going to be a cover on this. And I don't know how well you're going to be able to see this because it's cramped and there's only one light source in here. But, oh, okay. So, all in all, the cable management is not that bad. It looks pretty bad because this is just hanging here, and these are just hanging here right now. Which, this is CPU power, this is GPU power down here, and this is the 24 pin. But there's a cover that these are going to attach to. It slides up and covers. It's real nice. There's the new power supply. You can see the fan's not even on. It's it's running that easy. It's not even on. This is something that's real cool. Hot swappable drive trays. So if I probably tighten that up a little bit too much. Yeah, but you slide this over, and these hard drive trays just pop right out, and they have hard connections for SATA, data, and power. So it's a little frustrating because every time I got one step further in the build, I needed like a special fitting or I needed another part. So yeah, there's the new monster. And we're back to me. So I absolutely love this. I spent way too much money on this. Way too much. But it's so cool. And now, every 6 months when I go to clean out, I'll flush all my fluid out and clean my GPU block and my CPU block. I get to make new bends, so it's all practice, and I can change the order of the loop and stuff, and I make new cables if I want, and I get to play with this a lot. Like the one thing that I don't have that I kind of want is an NVMe M.2 drive because of how stupid fast they are. But everything's super fast in this anyway. So, but cable routing was kind of a pain in the butt, but everything was able to be hidden really well. So, yeah, next time I do some work, I'll put up another video and show you guys what I did. Later.